Hey everyone, welcome back to this week video Changelog. I'm back in San Francisco and we have some news. So last week we were talking about the new changes that we made to the audience inspector, making it available at an ad account level. The feedback was just amazing. We received a lot of emails, everyone is loving it. I'm really happy about it. And if you remember in the last video Changelog, I told you that was not the only update we were going to make to the audience inspector. So here we go, another week, another improvement to our audience inspector. This week improvement regards the fields that you can break down. So until now you could just do age, gender, country, and some device and placement. From this week we added 3 more breakdowns. You can now split by region, which is awesome if you want a more granular information about where your ads are performing better. Just be cautious, because if you are targeting multiple countries, that may result in a huge list. Still, very useful information. And the other breakdown, which I really love, is a breakdown by time. You can now see how your campaign is performing in terms of click, conversions, cost per conversion on an hourly basis. And we have 2 breakdowns with this kind of information. You can now see how they are performing based on your time zone or based on the user time zone. This is a very important difference if you are advertising in multiple countries or in huge countries like United States, where we have multiple time zones. So check it out, it's already available for everyone, both at an ad account level and at the campaign level. And stay tuned for next week, since we are going to have some more very interesting news to announce. Now, let's check a couple of ads, one that I liked and one that I didn't like this week. The first one, the one that I didn't like, is from Splashy Fan Festival. Look here, they are promoting an event, which is totally fine. But first, I really don't understand how Facebook make this pass. It's basically all text, and here you can really understand why we always say, no matter the 20% text rule, you should always respect it, even if Facebook is no longer enforcing it, because ads with too many text just sucks. Look here, they didn't even create a picture for the ad. I think this is the cover of their event. The text is clearly cropped, too many information, new management, that is something not relevant for the users, unless the last year edition was really a nightmare, a total mess. Saying under new management, that's talking about you, not talking about your users and what's really interesting for your users. There's no call to action, they are featuring too many groups. Also, the text of the ad is just a list of groups, but there is no real value proposition, additional value, emotional things telling your users why they should join this event. Now, let's check the other ad. This is not the best ad that I've seen in my life. Corey Wolf, I decided to lay out the steps to meet the most influential people in any industry. Click to download. It's pretty short and simple. The value proposition is clear. You want to meet top influencers in your industry. Here I explain you why. It's a step by step. It's very simple. Download the free guide. That's fine. Again, it's telling me that I should expect to download something and probably to leave them an email. But what I want to focus my attention on is the image of this ad. It's a pretty strange image. But I guess it did perform pretty well, and I wanted to show you this ad to show you that even if you don't have designers, you can very easily create images that attract the eye attention, even with no photo, nothing. Network with big players. It's pretty simple. He used a very strong color that for sure is going to attract the eye attention in the newsfeed. And I think that rather than using a stock photo of 2 people, business people shaking hands, this ad is going to get much more clicks and to attract much more attention. So remember, just be creative. You don't need to be a professional photographer. You don't need to have a professional illustrators like we have here in AdEspresso. You just need to be creative and think outside the box. Flat color, but very bright, very catchy, will do the job if you need it. All right, that's all for this week. Stay tuned for the next week. Ciao, ciao. Have a great week.